Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Christopher with another video talking about my Africa rig. This time I'm talking about my Pelican 1510 packing situation here for my travel photography and cinematography. Before we get into this video, let's roll that beautiful B-roll. All right, let's start off with first things first, the camera. And so as you can see, I've got the Canon R5C with the extended battery pack and the small rig cage. I've actually taken off the NATO rail because one of the things we have to do is make sure this actually closes, which it does, no problem. That's actually the biggest challenge, and the first challenge of this video was getting that camera in here. Next up, we have a small Sennheiser microphone, and so we'll be using this little microphone as well as a couple others that I'm going to be putting in my other bag. Inside of here, I've got a LP battery to detap, and I've got a little tool here for tightening things. So we've got this tool. It's a small rig multi-tool, and I've got an XLR cable that I'm using to mini XLR that I've kind of just stuffed in here to kind of bury it, put it out of the way, and then I'm just throwing this microphone on top of it, and so that it's flush and there's room for things to put up here. Next up, I want to talk about my this is my RF 24-105 lens. This is actually going to be the workhorse for the trip. As well as the new Peter McKinnon Helix Maglock variable ND filter from Polar Pro. I've actually got it just attached here. I can take it off really easily if I want to, but it actually fits really nice inside of this pocket. Next up, I've got a few of these NP batteries. I made a video about these a while back. I'll link in the description below to talk about it. I've got 3 of them. 2 of them are going to power lights potentially, and the third one's going to power the Adamus monitor that I'm going to be using on the trip. I'm really nervous about taking only 3, but I'm operating with very limited space, and you know, it's you never get to take everything you want on these trips. So I've got 3 here. These are USB-C chargeable, so you'll see that there is a USB-C port on there, but I do also have this NP USB-C charging. It does other power sources as well, but this is also a mounting kit. So if I did want to double up these to maybe power my camera, for example, I could mount this to the side of my camera like this and be able to use that to do USB charging. I could power something else on it as well. So I'm sticking this little LP charger in here. Let's keep going. I actually do have this really cool DTAP splitter. So if you wanted to pair that, say, with an LP battery, right, fake battery, you could do that. And or I could do the Adamus monitor. I could power it from this DTAP splitter and my V-mount batteries, which I'm about to show you. I'm actually taking several V-mount batteries, so of varying brands. I've got my small rig battery here. It supports DTAP on the side, as well as USB-A and USB-C and a couple other power outlets. This is the 99 watt version, and this is the 50. Okay, so I've got several of those. Additionally, I've got a couple other brands. One that I've stuck in this pocket right here, and this one does support DTAP as well, which is nice. This one actually does micro as well as USB-A and USB-C, so these are a little bit older. I don't have many micro USB-A micro adapters, but I do have this one. I'll talk about the lights in a second. Again, I've got another one of these, so again, a 50 and a 99 watt. And you're saying, man, that's a lot of batteries. It is. Where I will be traveling, and often when I'm doing any kind of hiking, I can only carry so much physically with me, and so these V-mounts are going to be for several purposes. Number one, they're going to be to charge my camera so that my camera can get recording. That's why I'm bringing so many of them, but they may actually have to charge other accessories. Primarily, I'm shooting with all Canon, so I'm making the decision to do the Canon R5C, and I'm bringing R6 in my my Shimoda bag. I'll probably have to make a separate video about that. But I have, I think roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 10 LP batteries that are here, and then of course my NP battery. So one of the things you have to watch out for when you're traveling, different airlines have different rules, but be careful that you are not taking above the battery prescribed amount that an airline supports. So like I want to say Delta, and you need to go read their documentation. I'll try to dig it up and put a link there, but always check with your airline. I think Delta's 18 of maximum external batteries, and that's who I'm going to be flying with, but be careful. Additionally, one of my limitations is because I'm bringing batteries, there's a certain wattage that's allowed in a plane when you're talking about adapters and batteries, as well as the amount. This has to go in the overhead with me, so this has to be able to fit in the plane. It cannot go and get checked, and so that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, is that everything here has to fit in this Pelican 1510. That's the big challenge, and partly why I'm making this video for you. Hopefully this helps you figure out some of the products and things you could pack, and I will put links for all these products in the description below. Next up is this Armoron aperture light. These are really great. I spent a lot of time buying a lot of different lights. I have a little diffusion cloth I'm going to put over this to kind of soften it up when I'm doing interviews. Normally I'm shooting during the day, but if I do have to do any indoor shoots, that's actually what these are for. One for a key and then one for a hair light. You can mount it really in different, really 3 different configurations, right? It's got on-off switch, which is really nice. This little button you press, and then it allows you to actually configure temperature and intensity. And then over here, you'll see that you have DTAP as well as USB-C, and it takes the NP battery. With my NP battery, it's important to call out that this light is extremely bright, and this battery will give it 5 hours. 5 hours of light, which is more than I think I'll need. Like I said, most of what I'm going to be doing is going to be shooting during the day using natural lighting. I might shoot under a tree for shade, for basically to stay out of the sunlight, but I've got these here. I'm actually putting this battery on top right here, and then I'm sticking this stuff kind of wherever it fits, honestly, so that way I can get as much things in here as humanly possible and still pack it. All right, if we go over here, I've actually taken, I'm using the, there's a lot of different systems for the actual, how to organize it. I chose the one with better cushioning because this stuff's going to rattle around and I didn't want to damage anything, but they do make one with a thinner lining. You could probably fit more stuff, but this I wanted the cushion so that way it wouldn't, be damaging anything. Up here, I've got one of these sort of inlaid in the cover so I can store more things. This was really critical. Because I'm going to a country where there is probably not going to be an excess of stores, I actually have this little kit with all of the various things that I would need to attach things, right? So this is a nice little plate you can get from Small Rig. When you see this actually is a couple plates. I added as many things as I could from 2 plates into 1 plate. So that way if I did get in a bind or did need to attach something to kind of rig something up, no pun intended, Small Rig, that I had what I needed. Because sometimes things rattle when you're using them, and they'll fall off, and it's good to have something that can put them back on. In this pocket right here, I actually have a couple accessory holders. I mean, this could be for a light, probably going to be for my monitor. This one supports the NATO rail. This is my preferred one, but I do have a really great Polar Pro as well. So I've got a couple here. I've got an extra plate in case something happens, just in case. And then I've actually got the NATO rail that goes on my Canon R5C right here. I've got an extra plate. This one is not bad, but it's a good brand. It's really small, but it's not very sturdy because you can only attach it to your camera with 1 bolt. Not a huge fan of that. But again, it's there to get the job done. In addition, we've got this amazing plate. This is awesome. If you watch my Africa camera rig video, this replaced like a bunch of stuff. And what's nice about it is because it supports those smaller plates, I'm actually going to be using this with my Canon R5C, and in certain times I will also be using it with my R6, because my R6 will have one of these really cool peak design plates, and you can just quickly and easily slide things on here, right, secure it in place, and be able to add an extra battery. And it folds up just really nice and neat, and it's fitting inside of here with a few cables. So we'll go ahead and put all this here. All right. And I'm just using the plastic. I don't like taking plastic to other countries, and in certain countries it's like Tanzania, they do not want you bringing plastic. So if you're going to a situation, maybe find some other, like a cloth alternative. I've got this because it's clear. I do have several mini HDMI to full HDMI of various brands. This is a Polar Pro, this is the Adamus, and I do love the Condor Blue. I have a USB-C for charge. Honestly, that probably needs to go in a different pocket because it's related to charging, but I've just got it stuck here for convenience. And in this pocket, I have several things. One of them is this Anchor power brick. It's got USB-A and 3 USB-C. This can charge a computer, and it supports fast charge. It's kind of pricey, but man, it is super compact. It actually comes with a little plastic thing to kind of stick it against the wall. Not really worried about that because I'm going to be using a travel adapter that's going to help support this. It's great. It was intentional in terms of batteries to use the small rig LP batteries. They're actually slightly higher capacity than the Canon OEM batteries, but these support USB-C, so I can charge them in a truck, like or use a V-mount battery to charge them if I needed to, if I'm like in a real pinch. You know, but I did bring an LP battery charger that is USB-A. That's why having the NP, V-mount, and even the LP all support USB charging, because I can just plug this in and charge 2 batteries at once, which is really, really great. My hotel that I'm coming to at night should have power, and I also should have access to limited power while I'm on site. So again, if I'm in a real pinch and I'm on site and I've worked through these 10 batteries, which is extremely possible with the Canon R5C because it consumes a lot of battery. But the hope is with my V-mount, I should get at least 5+ hours of continuous shooting out of that camera. That's the goal. Additionally, in here, I do have a regular charger, right, with a USB-A, just so you know, I've got that in the event that I need it. And I've got a litany here of various USB cables that I'm going to have. So I'll have USB-C to USB-C, again another USB-C. This is a USB-A to USB-C charger. I've actually got that for a very specific reason, but it will come in handy if I'm trying to additionally charge like an NP battery and an LP battery on the same thing. I've got a few USB-A to USB-C, and this is again another USB-C. So I've got a bunch of USB-C cables just in case, and I have some in my tech bag as well that I'll be using to make sure I can like charge other peripherals. So just make sure I have access, because at night is really the only time I'm gonna be able to charge a lot of stuff, and the hope is between everything that I've got, I'll be able to charge batteries. Big call out here, I'll just mention, is that the NP batteries especially take hours to charge. They have a great charge life, but they do take hours to charge. That USB-A to USB splitter is actually for this Rode wireless kit that I have. You know, I want to make sure I'm getting good audio. A lot of my vlog, which I'm using the PowerShot for this video, can get good enough audio where it's not bad, and Final Cut does a great job cleaning it up. But I do want to have these for proper sit-down interviews. But like I said, battery life is going to be a huge problem when I'm working really remotely all day long in areas that don't have power. Right, we're going to be building buildings, and I often find myself on trails. So I do have this mic as a secondary, and I even have a tertiary in my other bag, just in case that these conk out and I need to get audio. This is going to be paramount. Last thing here is this Adamus Shinobi. I do have all of the line of Ninja, Ninja 5, Ninja 5 Plus, the new Ninja, and the new Ninja Ultra. Those are all great, but this is a really great monitor. If you put a small battery on it, it can last for hours. If I put this big old battery on it, it's going to last for a lot more than hours. It does support an SD card, so that I can install a LUT. I use the Arri LUT, believe it or not the Canon LUT, strangely, to do log footage. So I like to put a few different LUTs on here. It does support various things like false color. Obviously, it's got all kinds of waveforms, focal length. It's just got a lot of really great features that all of the sort of Adamus products have. But it's super lightweight, and it doesn't consume a lot of battery life. And I will probably be shooting log for my sit-down interviews. Probably my on-the-go shooting will be just regular Canon color profile. Okay, a couple more things. The next thing, I've got some tape in case I'm in a bind and I need to add some stuff here. And I've got some bongo ties that are right here, and let's go ahead and stick them in here for now. The first thing is the Pelican, or I'm sorry, not the Pelican. This is the Pelican. The first thing I really had to decide is the tripod I was going to take. One of the big reasons I chose the Peak Design tripod is it's ultra portable. I want to say it can hold up to like, gosh, something like 9-ish plus pounds. I'll link it in the description, but like it's my rig is under that for sure. And the little plate that I was talking about that holds the V-mount battery that you can mount, I think that has like a 9-pound or 11-pound limit, something like that. So you just kind of stay under 8 pounds or so with your actual camera rig, which is more than fine. The reason I picked this is it's super small. I could technically put it on my bag, and I probably will have it stuffed in my actual backpack when I'm on the go. But I was able to find this really great monopod by Newer. So this monopod is what I'm going to be using as my second quote-unquote tripod. And I'm also going to be using this really great, these foldable poles that I'll use for like lighting and stuff like that. So the goal was to put as much in this sort of packing kit as humanly possible. The monopod you have to be kind of careful with getting it back in there, but it's one good for just really on the go, stable shots. But when I'm doing interviews, I will have people, thankfully, that will help me. More than likely, I'm going to be using the monopod as a second tripod. I would love to fit 2 tripods in here, but again, size. And then overall, not only do you have to watch out for the batteries that you are taking with you, the amount of them, but the actual weight. I want to say for Delta, again, look and consult the airline's latest documentation. You have to stay, I think, total under like 45 pounds. And this comes in at like 39 pounds or something like that. So this is not a light rig by any imagination, but for all of the gear that I'm taking in it, prospectively, it's a light rig. Anyway, gosh, lot to cover, right? What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Would you have made the same decisions, knowing all the factors that I'm trying to consider with this? What's your rig look like? I'd love to know if you're using something similar, if you've built out your own. That would be really great. Comment below and let me know some of your favorite equipment, because I'm always in the hunt for the best tools to get me the best footage and the best gear that's rugged and ultimately lightweight. I'll be honest, when it comes to this travel trips, money is not as important as efficiency. I don't have an unlimited budget, but if there's some tools that I can buy that make my job easier or are more versatile, I'm always looking for that. Anyway, this video is not sponsored by any of these companies, but I will put links to all of them in the description below. But this video could have a sponsor, and that could be you. If this was at all helpful to you and you want to help our channel to continue to make these videos, do me a favor. Hit that super thanks button. It's there because we just became a YouTube partner, and it helps you help us to make this content, because we try to do honest reviews and give you our honest opinions, and hopefully aggregate a lot of this information into videos like this so that you don't have to spend a ton of time researching, or you now have a baseline to start doing your research for your equipment. Also, if you want to support us and you like this content, do me a favor. Click this video, the like button on this video, crush that subscribe button, and then ring that notification bell to stay up to date with everything we're producing. As always, we hope you're doing well, we hope you're staying safe, and we'll see you in the next one.